If Dundalk do not win the league, it's probably a sackable offence, to be honest. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to LOI TV. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the champions Dundalk and asking ourselves, what do we expect from them in 2020? If you do go on to enjoy this video, guys, please make sure to drop a like on it down below, and while you're down there you might as well hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let's jump right into it. Last year was a fantastic season for Dundalk. A lot of eyes were on the club and a bit of pressure was on Vinnie Perth following the big loss of Stephen Kenny leaving the club for the Ireland under-21s. That was of course a big blow for the club, but Vinnie Perth did stand in alongside John Gill and his staff, and they did deliver the league title and the EA Sports Cup, so it could definitely go down as a successful season. Was it the perfect season for Dundalk? Absolutely not. There are always areas to improve on. Starting off with the FAI Cup, they did lose that. Very unlucky, losing out on penalties to Shamrock Rovers, another very good side in the league. So that was kind of an unlucky one that can go either way on the day. And also, they could have maybe been a bit disappointed with how they did in Europe. They did get past Riga over a penalty shootout. They didn't score over the 180 minutes, home or away. And then against Slovan Bratislava, they did struggle for goals again, crashing out at that stage of the competition. So it was a decent run in Europe, but looking at the likes of Linfield, who got so close to making a group stage, Dundalk will definitely be looking at that as something they can definitely achieve. How different will Dundalk's team be this season? It is hard to improve such a really top class side, but they have found ways to do so with some of their new signings. Vinnie Perth has brought in a lot of really nice players that will help them to improve on all fronts this season. In goals, Gary Rogers will continue to hold the number 1 jersey. He was in very impressive form last season, but his understudy Aaron McCary has impressed Dundalk fans in pre-season. His performances haven't gone unnoticed, and he is being backed to push Gary Rogers all the way, and is gonna have a bit of a tussle for that number 1 jersey at times this season maybe. At right back, it doesn't get any better in the League of Ireland. The PFAI Player of the Year nominee last season, Sean Gannon. A more consistent performer in the league you will not find. At centre back, Dundalk have a stupid amount of cover and competition, with 4 top class centre backs for the League of Ireland competing for 2 places in Dan Cleary, Sean Hoare, Brian Gartland and Andy Boyle. And it is the first of many fine examples that this Dundalk squad has of its incredible strength and depth that it has at its disposal. Moving on to left back is another ridiculous one. They probably have 2 of the best left backs in the league competing for the 1 position following the arrival of Darragh Leahy from Bohemians. Himself and Dane Massey are both outstanding left backs, and I'm sure both of them will be receiving a lot of game time this season. And Dane Massey, now in his 30s, is actually a brilliant example and someone for Darragh Leahy, who's 21, to look at and train in, day out, and he's going to learn so much from him. Moving into the midfield, the ever-present Chris Shields will remain in the number 6 kind of position. He, in my opinion, is by far the best defensive midfielder in the league, without a shadow of a doubt, and he really provides an incredible kind of shield for that back 4, and it's in his name literally, to shield back 4. Dundalk usually go with a 3 in midfield, so in front of him possibly we might be seeing new signing Greg Sloggett from Derry City. He had a fantastic season with them last time out, the former UCD player as well. He was a really pivotal part of Derry City getting European football, and he has made the move to Vinnie Perth's side, and he is going to be probably on that team sheet, I'd imagine, but there is so much competition for places in this team. They have one big enough departure from the midfield area, with Robbie Benson leaving the club to follow Stephen O'Donnell to St Patrick's Athletic. That's a bit of a loss, but when you look at the amount of players they have in this position, it's not really, to be honest. Their midfield area is absolutely stacked. First of all, Jordan Flowers will feel like a new signing. The former Wigan Athletic man was really unlucky last year and picked up a bad injury and missed most of the season. But he came back in the last game, I think it was. He played really well, and he's looked good in pre-season so far. He's impressed Dundalk fans, so he could be battling for a starting role in that 3 in midfield. As well as that, Sean Murray, another very talented player, and new signing Will Patching will also provide competition for this midfield 3. As I'm filming this, Dundalk have agreed a deal to sign a Serbian midfielder. His name is Stefan Kolovic. He plays in the Serbian league, and this is an interesting signing for me. He is in, of course, to see that Dundalk are scouting this league is a really cool thing to see. Like, it shows a bit of progression from the league, shows that we're looking at other leagues instead of other leagues looking at us, and hopefully it's a sign of the league progressing, and also hopefully means that we can progress further in European competitions by bringing these types of players to the league. But yeah, he's another midfielder to compete in this area of the pitch. Now for the front three, the loss of creative playmaker Jamie McGrath is a frustrating one. He has moved to relegation threatened St Mirren in the Scottish Premiership in a bizarre career move, in my opinion. He's a very talented player, and if he wanted to leave Dundalk, fair enough, because he has literally achieved everything with the club. He's won all the trophies, and if he wanted to leave the club, fair enough, but I think he could have actually got a move to a top end League 1 club in England or a Championship club. I think he's that good. Don't think he needs to move to a side like St Mirren. I think he could have moved even to the top of the Scottish Premiership even, but so be it. Best of luck to him over there in St Mirren. In his place we might see Patrick McAnally. He is 27 years old, so he's kind of coming into the prime of his career now. He needs to really step it up this season. He wasn't getting as much game time as he would have liked last year. A very, very talented player though, and he needs to try and recapture that form that he had playing for Dundalk before earning his move to England. Since he's come back, he hasn't been quite got to that level, but if he hits that level again, he's unplayable. So he could really be a key player for them this season, but he will be pushed by Daniel Kelly, who offers something completely different to what Dundalk kind of have in this side, which is blistering pace. He feels like he definitely has a stake to a claim in the starting lineup for this side, and he's going to be utilised by Vinnie Perth in a lot of games this season where they need that something different. So he's going to be a key player for them this season as well. On the left hand side of the pitch, he needs absolutely no introduction. Arguably the best player in the league, Michael Duffy. Goals, assists, you name it, he does it. Another incredibly consistent performer for Dundalk. When games are really tight in a season, he's a difference maker. He pops up in big moments. Can be the difference between picking up 1 point and picking up 3 points in those kind of tight games, which can be crucial in a title race. His goal against Shamrock Rovers in the league is probably the goal of the season as well. It's a fantastic strike. So yeah, Michael Duffy is just a joy to watch. And in the striker positions, it kind of sums up the common theme throughout this video. Insane competition for that one striker role. But surely Pat Hoban will keep his spot in the team. He didn't have a great season last time out. He didn't even score half of the 29 goals he had scored in the 2018 season, but he still hit 13, I think it was, which is pretty decent figures, but he'll probably be looking to improve on that a good bit this season. He's more than capable, and for my money, he's still the #1 striker in the league. But don't get it wrong, Georgie Kelly is banging down on that door. He's a young, big 6'4" striker, a former UCD striker, and his goals return last season was incredible, considering he spent most of the season sitting on the substitute bench. There were rumours that he was going to secure a move away from Oriel Park to get more first team football, but it does look like he's set to remain with the Lily Whites for 2020. Possibly Vinnie Perth has told him he will get more game time this season, and that's why he's said he will stay. Possibly that could be the case. But that's not all the options they have up front. They also have youngster Lido Latifa and new signing Cammy Smith, who'll be competing for the 3 positions across the front line as well, to just sum up how good their squad is. And possibly a one to watch this season is 16-year-old attacker Val Adidokun. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's a 16-year-old player, as I said, very, very promising forward, and he could possibly get a little bit of game time this season. He's just after signing his first professional contract with the club. He's very, very highly rated, so I'm excited to see if he gets on the pitch for a few minutes here and there this season, and he'll definitely get a run out in the cup, I'm sure. In terms of the aspirations for Dundalk this season, it's pretty simple, to be honest. It's just win the league, win the EA Sports Cup, and win the FAI Cup. That has to be the goal, to be honest. The size of their squad, the quality of the squad, I don't think any team in the league can compare to them, in my opinion. It's just such quality throughout, and the depth as well is fantastic. If Dundalk do not win the league, it's probably a sackable offence, to be honest. Maybe that's not a fair comment, because things can happen during the season, but I just think that this Dundalk squad, like, if they don't go ahead and do it, it's a very disappointing season. Anything except for top of the league is a disappointment. That has to go down as that. A big one though, we'll be interested to see how they do in Europe this season. Vinnie Perth has brought in a few players to try and progress further in the competition, so that has to be a goal. Maybe if they could hit a group stage, that'd be absolutely fantastic for the club. More money and just more exposure, everything really for the club would be fantastic, and for the league as well. So hopefully Dundalk, or one of the teams below them that are also going to be in Europe this season, can do the unthinkable and qualify for the group stage. It's not the unthinkable, but it would be a fantastic achievement, no doubt. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, make sure to drop a like on the video down below, and while you're down there, please hit that subscribe button. It does mean a lot to us. Hope you enjoyed, guys. Talk to you in a bit.